What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Today is the day where we're going to be looking at Super Junior and D&E with Zero. I'm actually super excited for it, as you already saw with the little bit of a premiere that we had before. I think the concept with taking a few members from Super Junior to create a different type of art is very interesting. I like this idea generally also with other groups, and I'm really curious what to do with Zero. From what I remember, I really enjoyed those teasers because they gave some really nice insights on some of the camera works, and let's see how they develop this in the entire MV. But before we start with the video, guys, if you do enjoy the content you see right now, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you subscribe, and of course make sure to put your recommendations down below on what you want me to review next in the comment section below. That's the best way for me to find out what's in your guys' head, and let's go with Zero. Alrighty, let's see what this video has to show us. I just want to say from the start already, I love the colors. I love the complexity in colors. I love that this is most likely as well in the studio, that they have this window look behind it with a bit of an orange light behind it with a cloth, make it look as if it was a window. But what I like about the colors is that though it is a lot, it's not very confusing. It's easy to see who's where, what is what. There's a lot of details to look at. Just by looking at this image, you see enough things. And if you pause it, there's enough things that you can recognize. For example, there's a juice box on the table, if I think that's a juice box. Okay, before I think it's going to start with the music video, I just want to say I wish there was a little bit more of an emotional connection with these two members on set, because they're the only people on set, and I just feel as if this feels a bit forced. And I don't want to say this is a bad thing. This is a normal thing if you didn't do a lot of acting, but it is what it is. I love some nachos though. I want some too. There we go. Now we hit the MV. Very cool. I love that they're taking with some of the colors that we saw in the very first set with the items that they're wearing, and they're bringing it basically to a very black and white environment where the colors start popping. On top of that, I love the red hair, and that's generally in K-pop. I think when hair pops, it pops really good, and here the red does a good job on that. Really nice. I can only just compliment it again. Just look at the red hair. It's really where the focus point is. It's where the cameraman wants you to look at. They want you to be focused on this. It's as if it was a trigger or a hair that you see on a gun. A target. Really cool what we see here as well is that we see a lot of flashing in the background, you see, because of all the LED walls. But what is cool is that they have it synchronized, that you basically have here the lights in front of the camera. So behind the camera, I mean, they stop lighting up the members, and then when it's black in the background, it starts lighting them up again. So basically on. Really cool what they have here. It's creative. Very simple transition, nothing too complicated. Let's go look at that all together again. So they're using these boxes as part of the transition, but they didn't even make a transition so complicated. Literally, it's just a cut to the next part. But they tried to make sure that the boxes more or less had the same color as the circle that we saw before. So basically this to this, it's more or less the same color. What would have been cool here is that they actually used a masking shot where it was one clean transition from one scene to the next scene, because you can see that they actually are using the same color here. And would have been nice if these boxes started here and slowly revealed the shot with them appearing. I hope that makes sense for the people, but it should make sense. But it was good anyway. You know, with the color combinations, it's still good. Very beautiful establishing shots. You know, it goes from to the group to some very nice beauty shots, establishing shots of the members themselves. It's a very nice mix, and it feels very harmonized between the two different members. It's not all about one, it's not always about the other. It's really as if they were a team, and that's very nice. It's very nice to see that combination in video work. Wait a second, isn't that location we saw multiple times already? I think SM Entertainment used this location in many places. It just looks very renovated. I just don't know where I've seen it before. Can someone tell me in the comments if they saw this location before? Maybe it's just me, but it's normal if SM Entertainment reuses locations, because hey, if it's on a list, it might as well be used. I love that they have a lot of these little lights in the background. It just basically extends the entire scene more backwards. It basically makes the background a little bit more visible, because if there were no lights, there was no real proper lighting in the background, it would just more be black and it will be ignored. But you want to see the depth, you want to see how long it all gets and how big the location actually is. It's very well lit here. Oh, that is super cool. I mean, from a choreography point of view, I mean, I'm not a choreographist, don't get me wrong here, but I love that basically the group splits up into two. Yeah, they split the choreography basically as if one member controls these amount of people and the other members control that. It's really cool. That was a really clean transition. I mean, let's have a look at that bit by bit. We're going from an LED wall. And where's the cut? You see, this is a little bit more of a cleaner cut because you have a bit of a better movement. This is also what I expected with that shot before, but this is good. Really good. Very nice cut. Very good video so far. I love these cars. I mean, I already said this in the premiere when we were talking a little bit about the cars. I really believe that not everything cool has to be new. Here we see some older BMWs. They look fantastic. They fit the age, and they also give a little bit more value back again to where everything started. You know, not everything, like I just said, has to be super new for it to be awesome. These are the products that made what is now awesome. Without these cars, without these members from Super Junior, in most cases, a lot of K-pop groups wouldn't even exist. It all has an origin, and it's a very nice bit of symbolism here if you think about it. Very nice shot as well here from the top. It's just a bit of an establishing shot where we can basically see all of the members, a little bit of the choreography, and also again that depth of the entire location. It's a very nice location actually. I love how big it actually is. I wonder if it's just a parking garage. Really nice. Beautiful transition. Let's look at that quickly again, okay? So we have a jump, they're going down, we see a bit of a flashing light, you know, the car lights, really, really cool, very creative if I may say so. And then they jump into a new location, but look how clean that transition actually is. Really beautiful. Yeah, you can argue that the other transition was a little bit wider, there was a little bit more to see, and now it's zoomed in, but they want you to do that. They want you to basically now focus on the choreography. Really cool. I love the colors just. I really love the light work. I really love the colors that we see here. I already said it as well on the teasers that we saw. I love that they have a lot of white colors and they have a lot of white colors. I love that they have a lot of cold colors, but then also combined with a lot of warm colors. And it's just great. It's great that they have this beautiful, very vibrant combination of colors. It also fits to the song as well. It's very bumpy, you know? See, this is the part that I thought was missing with Lalisa, and I have to talk about it again because people are still commenting a lot of negative stuff. It's not about jumping from scene to scene that is the issue. It's just about creating a focus shot. Here they're doing the same. They're going from choreography to car scenes, but look what they do with the choreography. We see much more of the choreography. You see? We saw around 5 seconds, 6 seconds of choreography, and then it jumps to the next scene. We saw the highlight of the choreography, and that's all that we wanted. We don't want it all of a sudden to go with them driving, because it's very distracting, but here it's very focused. Very nice. Lovely. Oh, I really didn't even expect this part of the song. This is very different from the house beat. I don't even know what type of beat. Electronic beat. Before we continue, actually, because I just want to point it out as well here, I just love that, again, with the cars. We saw it with the BMWs that they had at the very beginning. Now we have the older Mercedes, the old Ferrari, the old Jaguar, the old, I think this is a Suzuki. Very, very, very nice what we have here. It's just brilliant to see that we see classical cars, giving them value again, giving them appreciation. It's something that's missing, and I'm happy that they did, and they went in this route, actually. It's really well thought out. Beautiful. I love that the particles that we see here are just real. They just interact with all the flowing of the choreography. It's just much nicer than some artificial particles flying around. I think artificial is okay, but you also need reality, and really nice. I always feel sad for the people who have to clean it up at the end though. Before we continue again, we have to pause, but that's the logic. Did they use some face softening here? I can see it somehow down here. You can see that you're losing some detail on the face line here, on the jawline, while here it's actually tack sharp. You can see that the focus of the face softening is more or less in this area. It's very soft here, while in this location it's actually a little bit more detailed, and that's purely because, hey, if you soften the eyes, it just looks terrible. So they did it on elements which don't have too much detail, in this case the chin line, and because they're shaven, the skin is soft as well. But you can clearly see that they did something here. Am I a fan of it? No, but hey, we have to forgive people as well sometimes, you know. Ah, cool. Hold up, I have an idea now what this is all going about, and I love that I didn't even look at the lyrics so far, okay? And I didn't even listen to the song yet, but I have a feeling as if they're playing against each other in a racing game, and they're using old cars, as if they are playing Need for Speed Underground. Super, super cool. And I love how they are trying to push this idea, and they're repeating it just for it to make sense to the viewers. That is what you call cinematic workmanship. This is how you should do it. You should not let people be able to explain what's happening. You should let the video speak for itself, and they nailed it on the head here. Oh, that's super cool. The beat is cool though. I love it. I just love the ending as well. It's a very cool ending. They're not even looking at the camera. They're not even looking at each other. It really just shows that they are fighting against each other, you know, in the game world. And I like that. However, I do want to say is that I like the song as well. I like that it's zero. And without you, I am zero. Really, really interesting. If you do know what the lyrics mean, can you just put it down in the comments below? Because that is how I learn as well. And I can only speak from the video point of view, but maybe you guys know it better. So yeah, guys, that is Super Junior with Zero. And I just want to say that this beat is really just top notch. I really just love the cinematic works that we saw here. Of course, we saw some things that they could have improved on. But hey, if it wasn't available, then it wasn't available. But this is what you notice, of course, after the MV. But I love how everything is tack sharp. Everything is super vibrant. Everything is just fun to look at. And that all the elements are just cool, especially for me. I'm a car fanatic. I love gaming. And if you look at the small hints, it really is cool how they try to capture two guys in a sitting room playing a game. All of a sudden you see what's happening in the game, in the mind of the person playing, as if they are in the game itself. Really, really cool. And I love the idea that they're competing against each other and turning this idea into some cinematography, and it's really cool. When it comes to the song, I already said it, I really enjoy the song actually. I think that for Super Junior, one of the older groups in K-pop, you know, hats off already there. I think they're really just top notch. They're still trying to stay fresh, and I think this is much better than some of the stuff that's being produced by some bigger groups, purely because, hey, it's not always about being the biggest, it's also just about being the most creative. And in this case, this is a very creative MV and also a very creative song, and how they try to capture it all through the lens of a camera. But yeah, guys, the big question now is, what do you actually think of it? Do you enjoy this MV? Do you not? Do you enjoy the song? Do you not? If yes, if no, put it in the comments below, but only if you also explain why. Explain why you don't like it. Explain why you do like it. But for in this case, I must say this is really one of those songs that I do want to add to my playlist, because hey, I would recommend it to anyone. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. And if you did enjoy the video, like always, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed, and of course, make sure to be there on the next video. And of course, put your recommendations down below on what you're going to review next. And of course, if you haven't yet, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you subscribe to just join in to the weekly premieres, and maybe if you want to, join Patreon. It really helps out with the channel. It actually does. So thank you very much, guys, and stay safe.